Hello, my fellow flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? I hope you're all doing fabulous. I hope you're all choosing to be the versions of yourself that have exactly what you want. I hope that's what you're doing. I hope you are. It's really easy just to make a decision. I am who I say I am. Yes. If you would like to work with me in any way, shape, or form, all of that information is in the drop box below, including everything about my channel memberships. I highly, highly encourage you to check out the VIP, the Advanced Manifestors group. That's the group that deep dives manifestation. Yes, all the knowledge, expanding our awareness. We get together once a week, every single Tuesday at 8 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. That group gives you access to all of the channel memberships, including the exclusive lives, which is a Zhuge only group. We get together every Tuesday at 9:30 p.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. We don't talk circumstances in that group. It is Zhuge only, success stories only, and tips and tricks. And from there, we have the hot seat group. We get together every single Friday at 9 a.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time, and it is like it sounds. You can get yourself into the hot seat and ask me anything you want about your whatever, circumstances or just manifestation questions in general, your choice. But if you join the VIP, the Advanced Manifestors group, you have access to all. So that is literally over 3 hours a week of hanging out with me. And isn't that so pleasurable? Come on now, you know it is. I'm fun to hang out with. I am. If you're new here, how you doing? I'm Kimberly. Glad to meet you. And if you can handle my sass, and if you are obsessed with getting what you want and knowing everything there is to know about manifestation, well, then why don't you subscribe and come back and see me? I would greatly appreciate that, especially if you let me know in the comments below that you subscribed, because YouTube doesn't always tell me. All right, I'm going to shut up. Let me get to it. Let's talk about our reality. Number one, if we are having the feeling like we aren't doing enough, if we are concerned that we aren't doing enough to make our manifestation happen. And when we are manifesting, we often hear, well, if you're wondering where that manifestation is, why it's not here yet, what are we doing in that moment? We are claiming to be that version of ourselves, right? Every time we look out into 3D reality and we don't see what we want, we get into that, yep, still not here. Still not here yet. Doing maybe a manifestation of an appearance change, going into the mirror every day and looking at it and saying, nope, my nose hasn't changed, or whatever it is we're manifesting. Still there. The thing I want. Maybe we have health issues. Maybe we feel pain and we are manifesting to feel healthy. And let's say the pain is still there tomorrow morning. We go right into that. Yep, I'm still in pain. I'm still hurting. Nothing's changed yet. Ugh. Why do we do these things? Why? It can be annoying to be told, well, hi, if you're noticing that it's not here, well, you know what that means. That means you're perpetuating that. Well, why is that? Why do we feel the urge that we're not doing enough? Well, the simple, quick answer is, well, because we are not in the state of the wish fulfilled, or we are not the new version of ourselves, right? But why? But why, Kim? Why do we still hang out in consciousness or in conscious awareness as a version of ourselves that doesn't have what we want? But we feel like we've been doing things. We've been getting into the state. We've been doing our affirmations, our visualizations. We've been doing it, but nothing's changing. Why? Why do we do that? We do it because of fear, because we're listening to fear. Or for some of us, because we're going back to old habits, or we're refusing to let go of old habits. The funny thing is we're always kind of aware when we're doing them. It's always there, right? It's always there somewhere. The little sound of, You know you're not supposed to be doing this. You know you wouldn't be doing this if, and you can add the rest of that sentence. It's always there. Answers are really always there. So why do we give in to the fear? Why do we look out at reality and decide things aren't here yet? Nothing's working. Why? I pondered that. And of course, Neville Goddard has an answer. Don't be anxious or concerned as to results. They will follow just as surely as day follows night. Look upon your desires, all of them, as the spoken words of God. And every word or desire, a promise. Are you hearing that? Your desire, it's a promise. It's a promise. The reason most of us fail to realize our desires is because we are constantly conditioning them. Do not condition your desire. Just accept it as it comes to you. Give thanks for it to the point that you are grateful for having already received it. Then go about your way in peace. Such acceptance of your desire is like dropping seed, fertile seed, into prepared soil. For when you can drop the thing desired in consciousness, confident that it shall appear, you have done all that is expected to you. But to be worried or concerned about the how of your desire maturing is to hold these fertile seeds in a mental grasp and therefore never to have dropped them in the soil of confidence. The reason men condition their desires is because they constantly judge after the appearance of being and see the things as real, forgetting that the only reality is the consciousness back of them. To see things as real is to deny that all things are possible to God. Ooh, that was a mic drop one, right? The man who is imprisoned and sees four walls as real is automatically denying the urge or promise of God within him of freedom. Let's Kim that down. In the first paragraph, did it sound like, Neville was calling us out? All man does is condition their desires, judging reality, judging our problems as more real, more important, because the problems are in our face. Or when reality just doesn't seem to be any different. We look at it, and we look at it a lot of times with frustration, not realizing that in that moment, we are conditioning our 3D reality. We're conditioning our manifestation. The reason most of us fail to realize our desires is because we are constantly conditioning them. Do not condition your desire. Just accept it as it comes to you. Give thanks for it to the point that you are grateful for having already received it. Then go about your way in peace. And then Neville talks about dropping seeds. When you are deciding to be a version of yourself, when you've made a decision, yes, I want this desire. Yes, I want to manifest this specific person. You making that decision is like a sunflower seed. And when we decide that, yes, I am going to choose to be that version of myself, it's like we took that sunflower seed and we planted it. We planted it. We confidently planted it, expecting a sunflower to come. That sunflower is your manifestation. Now, yeah, we might have to water it. Yeah, watering it's probably going to be a thing. Let's equate the watering it to reminding ourselves of what state we want to be in or what version of self we want to be in. From there, we have this confidence that a sunflower is going to come. We can have that same confidence, trust, that our manifestation will come. But like Neville was saying, a lot of us don't. A lot of us get to the place of then judging and conditioning 3D reality. We judge. I'll say that word a lot in this video. We judge it. So if we're manifesting a relationship, Now maybe we're having contact in that relationship. And if the contact isn't 100% what we want, we concern ourselves. We start questioning, why is this happening? I don't understand. I've been choosing to be a version of myself that's in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship, yet my specific person is not exactly acting like we're in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. Why is that happening? What's going on? That is like the same thing as going back to the sunflower patch where you planted your pretty seed and you've been watering it every day and you're digging it back up and staring at that seed. This thing didn't start whatever it is that a plant does. This didn't do anything. What the F? I've been watering this plant every day. Didn't come up. Now, I know it sounds silly to think, well, yeah, who would go dig up the seed? What kind of an idiot would plant a seed, water it every single day, but then go dig it up and check on it too? Do you see how silly that sounds? We plant a seed, we water it, and we comfortably know it's going to pop up a flower of some sort. It's going to give us what we want. We don't walk over and dig a bitch up every day to see at what stage of its, however it becomes a sunflower stage, goes. We don't check on it. We don't question it. We don't do anything. We water it like you water your awareness with who you want to be. But we probably don't sit in our windows with binoculars on, staring out into the yard to see if that fucking sunflower's shown up yet. We don't do that. But yeah, a lot of us do that when we're manifesting. We do look out at reality and wonder, what the fuck? Why do we do that? Why do we do that? Do you realize that even in those moments, that obviously is us choosing to be the version of ourselves that doesn't have what we want? Choosing to be a muggle, a very typical muggle. Totally knew this wasn't going to manifest. I knew it wasn't going to work. Totally knew it. This manifesting crap is just crap. We give up. We go back to our old thinking. And then we wonder why nothing's shown up and why it didn't work for us. And then get mad when it's working for other people. When all the while, had we just let our seed alone and let that damn thing, I think the word's germinate, and grow. Or for us, unfold and start living life from that new awareness, from that new state, from the conscious awareness of being who we want to be, the desire. The you in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship, or the you manifesting health, or the you experiencing the appearance change, or you bringing in the money, or you bringing in all of those things. There's a reason why we hear that phrase of death to the old man, death to that old state. Yet some of us want to keep a leg in each, a leg in the new version of self and a leg in the old. And then question why nothing's changed. This is a new way of living life. It's a whole new process, a whole new world, essentially. But dragging logic around with us and then questioning if we're doing enough. Are we fools to believe in manifesting? My answer to that is usually always, does your life look like what your mind has looked like over the last, we'll say, several months? Does it? Then there's your answer. Manifesting is real. Yes, it is. Now, the moment you ask yourself if you're doing enough is the moment you need to remind yourself of who you are. And I don't mean just the who you are choosing to be. I mean the who you are as source, as God of your reality, trusting that source, trusting God, trusting the universe, trusting yourself. The reason men condition their desires is because they constantly judge after the appearance of being and see the things as real, forgetting that the only reality is the consciousness back of them. To see things as real is to deny that all things are possible to God. The man who is imprisoned and sees his four walls as real is automatically denying the urge or promise of God within him of freedom. Are you guilty of looking out at 3D reality and judging its appearance? I'm guilty of that. My old self used to do that a lot. A real lot. Like a lot. But let me just tell you, if that is what you're doing in this moment and it is making you feel bad, I am personally giving you permission to stop. Stop. Because don't you see that judging, the assuming the worst, which some of you are doing to protect yourself? That's kind of the thing that we need to let go of. That's how we bring change to our life. Your desire is a promise. Your desire is coming from the word of God. If you don't believe in God, insert the word you do. I say it all the time in my videos. That inner urge, that inner desire is because it was meant for you. And by meant for you, as in you actually already have it. You already have it. So when Neville talks about just let it happen, let it come to you. My old self used to think that meant I had to settle for less than exactly what I wanted. No. It means every time we judge. So for example, I'm talking about the yeah butters. So if you're manifesting a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship, and someone other than your specific person shows up trying to offer you that, it's looking at that other person and being pissed because it's not your specific person. No. Signs follow, right? They don't proceed, they follow. If you're new to manifestation, what that means is when you're experiencing things that are similar, but not yet quite fully what you want, that's not a bad thing. It's kind of a good thing. Because signs follow, they don't proceed. We don't see signs first, technically. It means your manifestation is done. You do have it and you will experience it. But if you keep judging reality and labeling it as not working or all the wrong things are showing up, you are choosing that version of yourself. So you're prolonging a conscious awareness that you don't want to be aware of. You're choosing that. You're selecting a version of yourself. When the whole point is to step into the awareness of the you want to be. This is never about accepting less than what we want. This is all about getting exactly what we want and more. But only we can decide what we're aware of. Only we can. So it doesn't mean accept the BBL boy or girl. Accept the person you don't want. No. But continue the story of you getting what you want, of you being the you that's experiencing being loved on or being chosen, being pursued. Continue the new story. Keep that in your awareness instead of conditioning or judging reality. Or quite frankly, my favorite one is when someone is manifesting, doesn't matter what you're manifesting, but they have the list of the things that they don't want to happen to be able to have the manifestation itself. That's conditioning. I want to manifest this, but I don't want A, B, C, and D to happen in order for me to have it. Now, don't get me wrong. No one wants to wish harm on anyone. So I get that. I've heard, I'm not necessarily talking to people that don't want it to come through death. Don't be that version of yourself. Don't choose that reality. Boom. But if you got a list of things that you don't want to happen, that to me is definitely, we're not addressing something within us, within a fear. We're not. Because we're putting all these stipulations. Usually that comes from fear. So what is it that you actually want? What's the real thing you want? Not the dances we're doing around it. So what do you want? Who do you want to be? How would you tell me or describe your current reality to me? Think about that answer. So for example, if you're manifesting a specific person and your answer to me is your reality sucks, nothing's changing, the typical most common responses we hear, that should be your red flag of, that's not the decision we want to make. That's not the version of self we want to be. This is about, number one, empowering yourself and being the God of your reality. So the way you describe you in your life should be only favorable things, because your word is the authority. Things are always working for us. Don't always feel like they are, but they are. Even when things don't make sense, it's still to our benefit. We might just not understand in that moment, but it's always leading us to exactly what we want. Like, listen, nothing's changed over on this front. I am someone that likes to get specifically what she wants too. That's never going to change. I want what I want, and I want it when I want it. But I've learned through experience not to shit myself over every single thing that pops up in reality. I've learned to stop doing that. A, because I don't want to prolong things I don't like in my reality. And B, through experience, I've seen that quite a few times where I was unhappy with a circumstance, it was that exact circumstance that led me to exactly what I wanted. So I've learned to stop fighting reality. Again, this is never about accepting less than what you want. Never, ever, ever. That's not a club I want to be in either. But the quickest way to get what you want is to not judge and condition your 3D reality. So on that note, let me know in the comments below. Who do you want to be? What version of self are you choosing? And how would you tell me your life or your reality looks right now? How would you describe it to me? You can summarize. You don't have to give away details that you want kept private. How would you describe your reality? I will be checking these comments. Teacher Kim is here, or Auntie Kim is here. Okay? So on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.